And we're back here on the show, and we've got Daniel Bax and Justin McMakin joining us here. And Daniel, this is your second time on the show, and it's great to have you.
Why do I do this? I don't know.
Well, no, it's actually I'm going to tell a little bit of a story to get us started here because, of course, we had to move the ThatChannel studios to a new location, and when I came here to the building, almost everybody that I ran into either I either knew them or they'd been on the show at some point, and you were one of the first faces that I saw when I came to the building, and I thought something's going on here. Follow the synchronicity, and now here we are, back on the show.
Yes, again, looking forward to it. It's exciting every time, every adventure.
I remember when I met Daniel, and I said, "Hi, hey, what do you do?" Do you remember what you said?
Not a clue. Refresh.
It was amazing. He said, "I show up."
Oh, yes, yes.
I love that. I show up. So I say that now.
And you showed up today with Justin, who's your, what is it, Justin? Creativity? Creation?
I'm his creation director. He's got so much potential. I want to call him Mr. Potential, because he is living evidence of endless potential.
Well, if you notice, he doesn't stop smiling, so it's endless smiling all the time.
Well, I got to say, I mean, I have an unfair advantage here because the first time we had you on the show, Dan, you told us your story. And I mean, that we should probably just invite, I don't know if you want to tell the thing again, but your story and the story of your recovery is truly miraculous. And so if there is any way that you can share some of what you have been through and what you've learned and what you've have to share with others, then we need more Dan.
That's a damn good idea. I also come with my own bag of corn.
Okay.
No, but to his point, speak a little bit about, if you can.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So if we go back and where I was from the past was, I had my own construction, carpentry, and home renovation design business. I also had a window washing company. But I was a massive adrenaline junkie. Egotistical in some ways, because I took on whatever it was, anything. If there's a chance of having some injury or a chance of death, then it was even more exciting, so I definitely went for it. And so that day, it was just pretty much full of ego, like how I took on my own life. I just did whatever I thought I could because I didn't think anything can take me on. I had 10 surgeries prior, and each time I got back up and I did something bigger and badder.
So you were invincible.
So I
much.
thought.
Yeah.
I could balance well. So I was flying down a back road at about 140 kilometers an hour on a bike and doing what you're not supposed to be doing, going way too fast, passing way too many cars, and the front van made a left-hand turn out in front of me. And I went to dodge around it, and I slid into the back of them. Went through the back window, and that launched me 30 feet up in the air over a street light, and equally as far down the road where I came down, landed on my face. Smashed my helmet in half, fractured my neck, and then I was airlifted to a trauma unit hospital where I technically died en route, rushed straight in for 10 surgeries, technically dying 3 additional times, and then induced into a coma to stabilize me, because if I moved, I would have snapped my neck, because I partially severed my head. Then when they woke me from the coma 10 days later, they said I'd never walk again, talk again, eat solid foods, I removed my left side, and likely won't remember anybody, including you, my family, because I completely erased the right hemisphere of my brain. So I had to learn how to, I was pretty much reborn in 2006. And then from that, I went through 10 hours of therapy every day and was in hospitals and rehab centers for the following 3 years. I had 1 surgery a month for the next 3 years. Altogether, I just finished my 35th surgery this past year.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you have any near-death experience? Because you now are leading a very spiritual life, right?
Yeah, I would say very much so.
Did you see the light? Like a lot of people talk about this tunnel, this light. Did you see any of that? Did you experience any of that?
I'll give you my perception of seeing the light.
Okay.
Was laying on the ground or laying on the bed and having some doctor come over, peel your eye back and flash a light in your eye,
Okay.
and you see the little tunnel that the light comes through, that's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
That's my perception of seeing the light. So yes, I did see the light.
Okay. Okay.
The other day we were meeting with somebody else who's an awakening alchemist, Jennifer Huff, and she's been on your show before too, I think. And I put these two together, and it was like two beings of light and awakening. Amazing. And she pointed out that accident, he said this, the universe whispered, it's time to wake up and serve other people. And then it tapped him on the shoulder. It's time to wake up and serve other people. And then it ended up hitting him with a truck and nearly killing him and saying, it's time to wake up and help other people. And she said that what happened, well, yeah, he took a little long journey. Not everybody has to go through that to awaken. But she said that it activated dimensions of his DNA. Mm-hmm. that leads us to awakening and our spiritual enlightenment, and that most of his was fast-tracked and activated within him. So that's why he shows up and he's radiating this awareness, awakening, and spiritual aspect to himself. And the point where he manifests so many things so powerfully, and that leads from who he was. You were about ego and self-service and charging through things without consideration or respect to yourself or others. And then afterwards, I mean, I'd love him to share the little story of the people you connected with, the healing you did, what you said to the doctors when they said you couldn't, all the way to how you got this first book, The Life of Your Choice, moving from oh no to oh wow.
That's Daniel's book that Dan wrote, just to be clear about that, right? And there it is.
Yeah, it's a book. Basically what it did was I took a journal through all the years I was in rehab and going through all the stuff that I went through. I had a journal, and I wrote down all the different insights and intuitive notions and ways to connect and communicate, and ways to connect and communicate with myself, and how to speak to myself going through things, and ultimately the outcome that I got from it all. And I created a book on It's got 4 themes in the book. I would have to look at the themes to give you what they are, but it's a way that as you go through, it truly you learn more about who you are and the possibility and how much and your endless potential. And first theme is awakening your dreams and goals, understanding where you are and what it is you want. Then the next one is actually just that, is understanding where you are and how you're going to go about doing what you're going to do. And the third one is preparation. So start preparing yourself into that, whether that be a new way of being, a new state of mind, a new personality, and a new just mindset, mentality. And the last one is take action on it. So then start applying it all and just watch different things come into your world. And as Justin was saying, I went through it all, and the doctor said that every time they told me I couldn't or I can't, or they said something like, it's impossible. Well, the fact that my brain was snookered as much as it was, and they were teaching me how to speak, and how to speak was much like the way you teach a kid. You spell the word out and say it letter by letter, and you got the word. Well, impossible. Mm-hmm. So now if we take that word and we break it down, and you say the first 2 letters and then the word possible, what do you get?
Beautiful. I'm possible.
I am possible. So every time they said to me, they go, Mr. Bax, that's impossible. I was thinking, oh, they believe in me too. That's great. Mr. Bax, you know that's impossible. Yeah, I know. That's great. Mr. Bax, you're never going to walk in. That's impossible. Man, the whole world believes in me. This is awesome. Man. I got everybody backing me up. Little did I know that they're actually telling me, dude, fat chance. But I took it as they were all believing in me, so that just gave me that much more drive and intention to show them that, you know what, I am possible. Thank you. So I took on the I am possible. And if you really look at the word impossible, and you take it as we just stated it, I am possible, totally nullifies the Webster's dictionary of the word impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So have you seen those doctors who said you're never going to walk again? That's impossible. Have you seen them?
I saw the one, the head surgeon that fixed me up right after when I went into the ICU. Very short period of time. I want to go back and connect with a lot of these guys again. And what it was is I just learned within the first year. I just learned how to stand up and start walking, but I could do it if I was behind the wheelchair. So my mom rolled me into the hospital. We got the surgeon to come on out, and I got up behind, and I waddled behind the wheelchair, and I walked in, and his jaw just dropped. You can hear it at the floor. Backed up and hit the wall, and he goes, "You're walking." And I went to him, I could barely talk at the time. I was like, "Yeah, and talking," because that's all I could do. So it's, and it was just amazing. So I want to go back and thank them, and just show them the gratitude of what they do and how powerful they are in creating the dimensions of other people's lives because of what they do. So now I'm taking on the intentions of the future, is because I saw so many different people throughout the medical rehabilitation community that I was living in. They're pretty much survivors. Well, surviving is one thing if you survived an incident, but to live as a survivor, my vision and goal is to show them how they can transform their lives into being a thriver on life instead of just a survivor, and that takes us into the future with Justin, Mr. Call him. Okay, I won't say that.
He calls me Dr. Creation. And I'm like, I guess he's so comfortable and used to being around doctors, you got to just title everybody doctor, right?
He's the guy who doctors up my thoughts and makes them possible. So,
Wow.
so now it's stepping into the future. And this is where Justin goes in, can explain where we're going to take this on from now here forth.
If that's where you want to go, a glimpse at it. Well, the idea is that Daniel wants to show people their endless potential. And he is an example of endless potential. And he's here today because of his belief in his endless potential. And in the new year, we're going to be launching a new website and a new brand and a whole program and series called My Endless Potential. And we're going to be doing live events. We're going to be doing coaching programs, one-on-one and with groups. We're going to be doing a DVD series and an audio series, and we're going to be doing a YouTube channel and a membership website where people who want to learn everything from his life experience can go and find that path themselves. And all the way from having paralyzed legs and wiggling a toe for the first time. Mm-hmm. I mean, the focus and the energy and the journey he took just to move his one toe. He's coaching somebody right now into seeing again. There's nothing physically wrong with them, but it's a emotional block that's made them blind for 8 years now or something like that. So he's got the goal of basically coaching him into the potential of seeing again, and the more people we can reach, the more people will learn how to be thrivers again. Go from survivor to thriver. So that's a snapshot of what we're doing in the next 18 months.
Yeah, step in the world of living versus just existing.
No, that's. I have a question because in my experience of knowing you, Daniel, which really has only been for the last few months, one of the things I've noticed is that every time I encounter you, you are always in a great mood. You're always inspiring people to be their best, to just to put a smile on their face, right? Mm-hmm. And after being through what you've been through, I'm just curious, like, what is it in you that gives you that, I guess you could call it joy, whereas other people might be devastated by that, but you saw that you're bringing the joy.
You saw the glass half full rather than half empty, right?
Well, what is it exactly that?
Well, when you've had so many things and so many different dimensions of your physicality taken away, it's like most people, they don't appreciate their limbs until they lose one. Mm-hmm. They don't appreciate their life until they lose it. Well, mine was torn down and erased, and now it's time to recreate it. So now I value what I have. And every day that I wake up unassisted and on my own, I can feel life, and I get to feel myself breathing and get to experience life. It's a joyous day. And if I've got some challenges, I just take a step back and look at it and go, how can I learn from this? Mentally, physically, spiritually? How can this provide strength in my world so I can be a stronger, more powerful being for everybody else that I assist and work with? So it's about I take life on as a journey and as a game versus a must do or something. Frig, you gotta do that again. You're just waking up, man. Just enjoy life. So every time I go through something, and when I see something, and I see somebody or myself going through a challenge, I get to take that opportunity. Sometimes it's just 10 or 20 seconds, just taking a step back and taking a deep breath and viewing it from a different perspective, providing you a whole new perception of how it could serve you. Yeah.
Now, okay, so if we read the book, I know you've got big plans and we want to hear about them, but I mean, if somebody reads the book, is there enough in this book that they can kind of, maybe they're just living and they're not thriving? Can they get to experience some of that, what you bring to your life?
Great question. Absolutely, and I find it's because as I went through my journey and I took it from my journal, all the lessons and what knowledge that I learned about my journal, I mean, in my life, and I wrote it into my journal, I transferred that into a book. So as I started writing my journal, as I was going along, I was like, this could be a book. So I started making my journal longer and longer, and by the time I got done, I ended up like 200 and some odd pages, and the guy who has helped me edit it, the gentleman, Michael Carr, who has helped me edit it, tore it down to 200 pages. Actually, I think there was like almost 300 pages in my journal. But it was all just about, as I was writing the journal, I started writing it in ways that I was actually connecting and coaching and sharing it with others. So I wrote my journal as if I was going to be sharing it with somebody else.
And there's a few parts to each chapter. It's almost you share your personal story, right? Mm-hmm. And then you give an example or something. And then there's another part too. Is there like an exercise or something?
Well, there's the explanation. Then I give an example, leading example of someone in this world that resonates with the theme of the chapter, like say, just give. The example was Mother Teresa, how she just gave unconditionally, with love, just to empower others, and look at the movement she made in the world. And then I give my own personal experience, how when I was laying in the hospital, all I could do was I could just smile. Half my body was paralyzed, so I was kind of like... And that's all I would do, is I would just smile at somebody like that when everybody walked by, and it was amazing because many people that weren't even my nurses would look in the door and go, "Good morning, Mr. Bax," and I go. But because I was always smiling, I felt I got love and a connection with people. Then I give 3 simple examples, like something like just give. Like if you see somebody's in a rush, give them a spot in your lineup. If you see it's a beautiful day and maybe you got your loved one or your child there, give them the parking spot. Park at the back of the driveway or the parking lot, because you get to walk up and enjoy your loved one that much more. You can have a conversation for the 100 steps it gets to the grocery store. And it's only 100 steps. So things like that, where I give the theme or the explanation and an example, my personal experience, and then an exercise.
Oh, so you give exercises as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be giving the parking spot, like just give.
It's interesting because you said in the beginning that you were an adrenaline junkie. I mean, the scarier the thrill, the more you were up for it. Mm-hmm. So to see how you've come from that to where you are now, where you just kind of like stop and smell the coffee, or is
some beans smell really good.
Well, so I'm assuming you like yourself better now.
I do appreciate, because now I cared for people before, but I care for people on my condition. If they fit the conditions that I placed out there for me to like them, then I like them. If they didn't, I couldn't care about you. I just really didn't give a crap for anybody that didn't fit my picture. Now it's like, I love and appreciate anybody and everybody, and I see the potential in everybody and anybody that I connect with. And my vision is to raise them to that exceptional level of thriving on life and their endless potential.
I have to say that we meet a lot of spiritual people on the show, and in my life and everything, and you really have that energy. I really do feel that
Thank
with you when you. I really feel like that is what you are all about. I think you are very genuine, and it's nice to see.
Excellent, thank you.
We don't have too much time left, guys, but I do want to hear about, I know you got some big plans, both of you, for Daniel and the work that he's going to do at least in 2014 coming up. Do you want to share some of your plans with us today?
I would really like to jump into this.
Go
I mean,
for it,
this is
brother.
why he manifested me into his life.
I thought you were the
You know?
backup guy.
I am.
backing him up right
I'm
now.
here to build the ramp for him to race his virtual motorcycle.
Okay, yes,
of a
no more
business.
adrenaline here, right? This is coming. This is adrenaline from the heart now. Okay, we're
I
talking
get high on life
compassion.
now.
The adrenaline rush is from seeing people like explode with life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
I believe
in
that.
2015 we're gonna manifest the ultimate cruise where people come to become thrivers. It's the Endless Potential Cruise, and we're going to get some of his amazing people. Along his journey to get published, he personally hung out with Bob Proctor, with Mark Victor Hansen, Brendan Bouchard. I probably missed a couple. Some very big, positive coaches and inspiring speakers. So we want to fill the stage with Daniel and a few of those people and get people on that boat, and part of the money is going to go towards fundraising for St. Michael's Hospital, specifically their brain injury research department that assists people with recovery after brain damage. And there are more people in North America getting brain damage and brain injuries than there are people in car accidents or
Wow.
cigarette smokers' problems and other diseases and whatnot.
Actually,
from
statistics
babies
on
and
that.
children's and up.
Really quickly, the statistics on that when I did some research is if you combined breast cancer, multiple sclerosis, AIDS, and Alzheimer's together, head injury still trumps it by 100 times.
Get out of town.
In North America, USA and Canada, combined in those two countries, one person approximately every 8 to 11 seconds has acquired brain injury that is registered. How many people do you know that have concussions that never get registered?
I probably know people who've had concussions and we don't even know we've had concussions.
Don't even remember you had the injury. Whoops.
And that's part of the problem.
Pun fully
Okay, well, there's a
intended.
lot of things I don't remember,
Have you had a head
okay?
injury lately?
I don't remember my age.
But what we're looking for is a corporate sponsor, perhaps an insurance company that wants to save some money because people are getting better and they don't need to live off insurance for the rest of their life. Something like that, a sponsor to print a whole bunch of books for St. Michael's, and we want to feature the benefits of their work in that book. And then we're going to do a joint venture conference with them for awareness about this, and have him as a keynote speaker and an example that there is going beyond the traditional medical approach and medical theory. And we're going to invent a new model that makes the old model obsolete. So
yes.
doctors will say anything is possible, right? It may take a lifetime, and it may take something we don't even know how to do yet, but it is possible. Instead of saying, sorry, you're screwed, you're going to be in that bed for the rest of your life, you know?
Wow.
And that's part of it. So the cruise, the St. Michael's book release, and a membership website that people can have their own journal online where they can journal and publish to the world to speed up their recovery and to hold themselves accountable by sharing with the world. And in the members area, get access to the Empower Hour. We've started a video series called the Empower Hour. We talk about incredible topics of positive spiritual awakening. And we're going to be reading through the entire book and doing commentary and making a video and an audio version of the book. So that's what we've got planned for the next while. And the website that's going to come out in the new year in 2014 is called myendlesspotential.com.
Fantastic.
Sounds
So,
like you're busy.
Yes.
It keeps
Well,
us moving.
and you guys are the final guests of Liquid Lunch for 2013. So
Ending it with a bang.
it was a bang.
We've had a lot of that today.
Yeah.
This was a nice ending.
Yeah.
Guessing that opens it up for endless potential for 014.
That's what I'm saying, is that this is like the jumping off point for 2014 and all the great stuff that you
This
guys
is
are
a
going
ramp
to do.
for all, for everybody.
Hopefully we threw a good spark in there so you'll explode the 14.
Okay, so right now, if people want to get their hands on the book and maybe just initiate a relationship with you guys, is there a website where they can go right now?
DanielBaxSpeaks.ca.
Okay.
So that's DANIEL's Bax, BAX, speaks.ca or .com.
Okay,
And as I
again,
believe it's on Amazon.com and
That-
Chapters and Coals. Yeah, you can find that book there.
and is there links to it on the website as well? to those where they can buy the book?
Not yet, but there will be.
Okay.
Hey, you have a Habitat for Humanity on here. What's going on?
Part of the proceeds of the book, purchased on from Amazon.com or anywhere online, goes to Habitat for Humanity.
That's amazing.
Yes.
See, that's another way in which you can give.
Yeah. Just give. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks.
You know what? Hey, that's a way we can end the show because it's Christmas time. Just give.
There you go. Okay, guys. And Justin, what's that other website that's launching in 2014? Just so we can do that again.
myendlesspotential.com.
Okay, great. All right, guys.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for doing this, and we'll
Good luck to you guys.
hope to do lots of stuff with you in 2014.
2015.
Hoorah! Yeah, it's
So-
gonna be
What a ride.
yeah, it's gonna be a joyous journey all the way.
Spiritual bungee jumping.
Okay, guys.
I'm getting giddy now because we're done.
Because we've been doing this all afternoon.
I know.
Okay. So thanks, everybody. Have a great
I'm gonna start
holidays.
singing soon, okay?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, great 2014, and we'll see you
Happy
in the new
Christmas and
year.
and yay!
Happy New Year, all. Have a fantastic New Year, and see you next round. See you on the other side.